Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Scrambled Jake's Breakfast Company. Dine in or carry out, and as life slowly gets back to normal, you can start your work day at Scrambled Jake's in Rocky Hill. A farm-fresh menu, all sorts of drink options, and the largest, most delicious cinnamon rolls you'll ever have the pleasure of consuming. Scrambled Jake's Breakfast Company right in Rocky Hill. ScrambledJakes.com to learn more. It is a tremendous place. If you're looking for a place to get out with your coworkers or friends, that's the place to go. Scrambled Jake's Breakfast Company. Okay, quick segment here. The NCAA continues to try to make the game safer with rule changes. This year they've decided to try and end overtimes more quickly. So after the first overtime period, if a second one is needed, both teams will have to go for two after a score, starting in that second overtime. It had been after the third overtime. Now, if you get past that second one and the teams are still tied, so you'll get through one where you can kick an extra point. If you get to the second one, you both get your 2-point conversions, or you both miss your two. You go to the next tie, the next overtime. Well, that overtime is just a 2-point play, and it's just basically it's make it take it kind of a thing. It's just rotating 2-point plays until somebody fails and the other team is the winner. The idea being we don't want another like the Tennessee-Arkansas game from 2006, 7, 8. Maybe before. It was before that, 2004, 2005. You don't want a 6 overtime game that's 75-70. David, you hate the rule.
I don't understand who wants this. Like the LSU Texas A&M game from a couple years ago, the 7 overtime games. Like that's been widely cited as well. Who was complaining about this?
Well, it's player safety. The more you play like 3 straight games.
Sure, but like this is not something that happens very often. This is not something that you hear players like talking about how much they hated it, or like coaches being like, "Oh." It's odd to me because nobody seems like they're really pushing for it. And these are like some of the most fun games. You remember that 6 overtime game, Tennessee-Arkansas, like 10 years, because it was awesome.
Well,
like,
no, it's because I hated it because I had to get up and do the show the next morning, and I wanted it to end.
But still, I just don't get it. It's so much fun.
Well,
I hate that we're not going to get those anymore.
You know who's pushing for it? The people who are trying to make the game safer.
I just think that's something. The safety thing, I just think is nominal at best.
They're trying to cut down on the number of plays that these guys run. Whether you agree with it or not, that's what they're doing. Your thoughts on the overtime rule, like, dislike?
I don't like it. I also don't think it'll bring the results. There's no way to quantify it probably, but the results of player safety, that's what it is. You're right. But I don't think it'll bring that result. I would almost prefer to go back to ties than this because I don't think the record will truly indicate what the game was because you were either able to convert or get a stop on a 2-point conversion. Does that really tell us who won the game between two sides? No.
I didn't like the start at the 25-yard line stuff. If you're going to do an overtime, do it like the NFL and just play a little extra game rather than that high schoolish.
I like that gimmick, but
I don't like the high schoolish gimmick of everybody starts at the 25. But
just so we're all clear, we're going to cut overtimes for player safety so there's less plays, but we're going to expand the playoff to 8, 12.
But that only affects a few teams.
Oh, but it only affects a few teams. Yeah.
Bob,
just so we're sure.
But you and I have had this conversation, and you always like what you don't have. When there were ties, it's like, we need an overtime to get rid of these ties. I kind of like what Josh said, and I know you do too.
Yeah, I have never understood how come a tie became this heinous, horrible thing. And I go back to when I covered UT for the Maryville Daily Times, and Tennessee got tied by UCLA. They were ahead by 16. Yeah. UCLA comes back and ties. And
85.
The post-game locker room feels like a loss. Then the same season, they tied Georgia Tech.
6-6.
Came out of no place, got the tie, and I asked Coach Majors in the post-game press conference, I said, UCLA felt like a loss. This feels like a win. And he said, yeah, it does. And it's a different emotion for the exact same result. And I just don't have a problem with ties. Well, you got to have a clear winner, clear loser. I agree with you. 2-point conversions do not give you a clear winner, and a clear loser. All it does is tell you who's best from the 3-yard line. Okay?
Yeah.
But you can make that case with what they were already doing, saying, well, you take special teams out of it. But
I
anyway,
agree with that too.
The tie thing, it adds another layer to coaches' decision making. How are we going to play this? Do we go for the tie? Do we protect ourselves against the tie? And then also the idea that it hurts you in the standing. Not always.
No.
In some cases, it can benefit you in the standing. Colorado won a national championship with a tie to Tennessee. If that had been a loss, they wouldn't have won a national championship. So I wouldn't have a huge problem going back to ties rather than the gimmicky overtime.
And if you're wanting safety, Is that not the ultimate way of getting it?
You just
We
don't do anything
the
extra.
game's over.
I'm
It's
sick
tied.
thinking about bringing ties back to college football. I can't even.
All right,
stomach this.
we're going to have to give you. You're going to have to be quick on these. All right, just kind of thumbs up, thumbs down type stuff. Schools will be allowed to request a post-game video review if they feel the other team has feigned an injury to stop the clock. I think as fast as Tennessee wants to play, they might be asking for these reviews of their opponents all year long, which it doesn't benefit you. I guess it eventually will clean up the game because teams will be penalized after the fact moving forward somehow. Thoughts on this?
I don't know how you get the faking injuries out of the game.
Okay,
They've been
just
trying to do this.
all we need is a quickie. I don't have
I
time
go
for it.
thumbs
Yeah,
down.
look at
It's
that.
not going to fix it.
Thumbs down.
Okay, I don't have a problem with it. It has no impact on the field. It's somebody
Yeah.
turning somebody into the league office after the game. Do
Actually,
whatever you
it's
like.
a great sports talk radio topic, so thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up or down.
Give me the chaos.
Taunting from one player to another will be a point of emphasis this year. They're tired of as you go into the end zone. I'm thumbs up. I don't like taunting.
Yeah, I don't like taunting.
More taunting. It's entertainment.
Yeah, more shoe tosses down.
Yes, exactly. Only if it costs teams wins. I'm good with that. Finally, coaches who enter the field of play to debate officiating decisions will be hit with an automatic unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. I'm down on that because I don't think they'll do it. I don't think it will be automatic. I think some guys will be able to get a couple of yards out on the field, and some other guys won't. The idea, I'm fine with it. If you're going to bark, you have to bark at the sideline. But then again, that allows the refs to run away and not talk to you.
Yeah.
So where are you, up or down
Thumbs
on this?
down. Football's my favorite
You hate
TV.
all.
Football's my favorite TV show. I want it to be more entertaining. I want more coaches
You want it
going
to be
crazy.
a reality show. All right.
Well,
I worry
we
about
ought
job
to do
security
some
for the holding
jugglers
back
during
guys,
the
so
game.
I'm against it.
You want John Cena out there, people falling into vats of water.
That sounds tremendous. Let's go.
What's a bigger deal for college football? What's a bigger hassle for schools and players moving forward? Will it be the Wild West that we're about to go into with this free transfer thing? Or will it be, and there's just, I don't know if you can see this on air, but it's snowing in here. There's some sort of fuzz falling from the ceiling. Or will it be the name and likeness and image rights thing, trying to pay these players? Come on back on the Sports Source. We'll discuss.